like these discussions are always tough because it's like you've seen it one time and you don't really have time to think about it.
Yeah.
Until you're already in the car and we're like talking about it. So, that being said, like this is, I mean, that's why we do this.
We are on our way to watch another Marvel movie, Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yep.
What are your thoughts?
So this is the first movie out since Avengers 3, Infinity War, and my guess is this is going to be it's Ant-Man, so it's going to be really lighthearted and family-oriented, which we need after watching all our heroes die.
I know. So sad.
Either this is going to be like just before Avengers Infinity War and they're going to kind of explain, they might be in the quantum realm like when everything goes on, or this is like during Infinity War and people are going to like disappear at the end of this movie. I don't know. Yeah, I'm just throwing out options. I have no predictions for it. I don't know, but I do. The only thing I do know is they've got to like allude to it somehow and kind of let you know why he wasn't in, why they weren't in that movie. So we'll see. I'm looking forward to seeing what that's all about.
When I saw the first trailer, not that I wasn't excited, but I was kind of underwhelmed by its release because I just didn't understand like who they were fighting. Like it shows that they're like running from someone, and Ant-Man is back like fighting crime again and apparently not doing a great job. But I didn't know what they were like, what the whole premise of the story was, besides the fact that the Wasp is now there. But when the second trailer came out, I did get really excited because I love the thought of like them playing with the quantum realm, and now this like villain is like jumping back and forth between dimensions, and so that's pretty cool. It's a cool concept, and so now I'm looking forward to that. I think it'll be really fun.
Yeah. So my first interaction or introduction to Ant-Man was the movie, and I feel like that, like Ant-Man and the way they made it, the movie with everything, is I think it's the most like comic book like movie that they've made. Like it's like I'm watching it and I'm like, no, this is definitely a comic book.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, the way they did it, like, so let's talk about this movie. Just the logo, like Ant-Man and the Wasp, it looks like a comic book, like the cover of a comic book, like just the wording and the way they styled that, and then all of their like posters and stuff. It seems like it could be covers of a comic book.
Yeah.
And
I didn't think about that.
My favorite poster that they have is the one, it's like all white and then it's just like tiny Ant-Man and like tiny Wasp, and you're just like, they didn't spend much time on that, but it's like brilliant. So stuff like that, and they have like fun with it, and it just seems like the most comic book like. But yeah, we made it. We're gonna go in and watch this next chapter in the Marvel franchise, and it's gonna be awesome, is my prediction. Yep. All right, we'll see you in a bit, so stay tuned.
Bye.
All right, we just got back from watching Ant-Man and the Wasp, and yeah.
What did you think?
What did you think?
I thought it was great. That was super enjoyable to watch. I thought the storyline was really good. There were some parts that were kind of corny, but like overall, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. Okay. So I loved it. It was everything I thought it would be. Yeah, you had that like heist vibe to it. It wasn't as heisty as the first one.
Yeah.
I thought this one, I was a little bit nervous because it's kind of, you see this pattern in a lot of movies, and it was borderline like your typical sequel where it starts off and like the old team is now in shambles, and like the love interest is now it's all kind of, that's in shambles, you know, they're like broken up and not talking to each other, like him and Hope aren't, and you know, everyone's like a fugitive. He's under house arrest, which we knew he was going to be under house arrest. We've seen that, and we knew why and all that. And so when it started out and I, you know, saw that, I was a little bit nervous. And for the most part, it was kind of that same deal, but it wasn't like a cookie cutter, like, oh, let's, you know, it's gonna be this movie just with an Ant-Man Marvel skin on it. So I was thankful for that.
I thought it did a good job answering a question I didn't even think of, which was, how did Hope and him feel about him like going to Captain America? Because I didn't even think about that being an issue at all. But that makes
there were a lot of details that I really loved. One of them, I'll just start off by saying, like, it wasn't like, hey, we're, you know, the good guys and we're challenging some bad guys and there's gonna be some fight scenes. It was like there were 4 different parties. So yeah, the 4 teams. We've got Super Friends, FBI, Thugs, and Ghost Team. Yep. Anyway, so yeah, we've got all those people, and they're all after someone else, but not after each other, like after everyone. So it was a unique thing.
Yeah.
Another thing I thought of was, I kind of had another movie in mind too, and it was Inception. Because some of the things they were doing with like shrinking and growing and going into the quantum realm, I was like, man, this is like, I couldn't get the thought of Inception out of my head, because at the end you've got Hank Pym shrinking down and going through the tunnel to the quantum realm, and while he's in there, they shrink the lab and they're taking that with them in this van and like driving all over the place during this car scene, car chase, and then shrinking down the van. So it's like Hank, I mean, so it doesn't matter like in the quantum realm probably, but like just that thought process of like kind of keeping track and like, oh, we've got to make sure, which I'm not sure why, but they wanted to make sure like the building is in full size before they, maybe they said it, but before they come out of the quantum realm, like the building's got to be back in full size. And so there's kind of that kind of layer, like, you know, I can't come back until, you know, this is full size of it.
Right. I thought it was so hilarious when his like suit's like malfunctioning.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Going to school. I like that totally caught me off guard, and I loved it. It was so cringeworthy, but hilarious. Like that was amazing.
That was kind of like, that was hilarious. That whole scene, and they were just egging him on, and like, oh man, that was funny. But like, again, like the whole like sequel and malfunctioning suit, like that's like another cliche.
But I feel like it worked in this movie.
Like that, I didn't mind, but like they brought it back again at the end, and
But I mean, kind of going on what you said about being it being like a stereotypical sequel movie. The only time I really felt that was in part like Hope and Pym's like their relationship, and it just, they seem like it's like us against the world, and I thought that was weird, and it made me like empathize with everyone else that were like upset with them, because I was like, for one, why did you abduct Scott right before his parole, or not parole, when he was like
house arrest is up?
Yeah, why did you do that? Like, that was like super selfish. I get like they were burned by him, but I felt like that was, to begin with, like, messed up.
Another thing I did really like, kind of toggling back, the lab, like inside, it, like from the very beginning, like I was just like, oh man, this, I can see the pages turning in a comic book.
That was very
because
cool.
It's, they made it so perfect. Like the set design was so perfect, because you're like, what size are they right now?
Yeah.
Because the quantum tunnel, like they just made it huge.
Yeah.
And then you had like these enlarged ants, like worker ants, like helping them build it and like move things around and picking heavy things up. And then there were like everything else just seemed really big around them.
Yeah,
and so when they were walking around. So you might have been able to see it at the beginning, but at the end you see like a huge dial.
Yeah.
And like a paper clip. And so they did use some enlarged things in their work. And so you look at that lab and you're just like, what did they use? And like what size are they? Yeah.
I wondered that too, because I was like, oh, they're small. Well, at first I thought like, oh, they just made the ants big, but then I was like, maybe they are just small, because that seems like a lot in a building. But then I was confused when the ants like marched out the old colleague, because they were still huge. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
like,
it was,
what's happening? That was cool.
Yeah, it was really good set design. That was another favorite part. Anyways, there's still a lot more we could talk about. But we're home.
Yeah.
We'll see you next time. If you like this video, do the usual. Like, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your parents, everyone.
Share it on Facebook. That'd be fun.
Everywhere. Alright guys, we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye! Oh, we didn't even talk about the fact that I guess like everyone knew it was coming, but they, saved the mom, brought her back.
Right.
And then the end credit scenes.
Yeah, I was just gonna bring that up. Like, we have to bring that up.
There's a lot that we haven't.
Everything.
Yeah, there's a lot we haven't talked about, but
so our
that
theory
answers
was
the question.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Like, he must be in the quantum realm at that moment, but that's not how I expected it to be, obviously.
Yeah, so I mean, they answered that question, but they left it a huge cliffhanger.
Right.
With how is he going to get out of there?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like,
and it's kind of sad.
How would they know? Like, how would they even know he's in there? Because everyone that was involved in bringing him in there are now gone.
But we know he will.
He does have that capsule.
Be back.
I don't know if he can. I mean, I wonder.
Well, so he was in there. So this is what I'm thinking. They know all this is going on, like Infinity War. Hank Pym, the mom.
They know that Infinity War is going on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because.
Do you think so?
I don't, like, it was all over the news and stuff, unless they were all in the quantum realm at one point, like, while the news is going on.
But then...
Just thinking logically, like, they've got to know that it's going on. And they're collecting, I forget what they call them, like...
Oh, maybe
healing cells or life cells or something, and they were collecting that in that little
whatever
cylinder capsule, whatever. Yeah, I think they were gathering that for a purpose.
That
and they don't know that that people are going to disappear. Right. Like, they don't know what is going to happen. So, anyways, that's just kind of a. Not a theory, but just like kind of a, I don't know. I guess. It's different.